Hi and welcome back. In this video we've got, we were just mentioning previously that we had the ceilings were at a little bit of a funny height. We had 7-foot ceilings that we had to put into the building because of putting a 10-foot high level to level. And then we had put in, dropped the ceilings down below the framework. So what we can do, we can actually adjust this now if we'd like to, and sure, why not? Why not explore this a little bit and get into how to change up some of the level lines and change up levels using the changing level lines. And what we can do actually is, well, first of all, we can take a look here and we can see that our lines here, we've got level 1. We would actually maybe like to have a 10 or 12-foot jump between the levels. That wouldn't be too bad. Then we can get the little bit more spacing into here about what our height is. So it's given us 7-foot right now with a 10-foot. So then maybe we could hit a 9-foot if we go up to 12. So what we're going to do here is we can get into this level 2. We can actually change it up here in either in this bubble area, the information area, or into the properties manager. We can switch that up to 12 in the properties manager area and press apply. And when we hit that, you should notice that it catches up to what we've done. We'll move our floor and everything up to like a 12 feet higher, but then that will compress, of course, all the rest of these, or not all the rest, but right now it's compressing it between the level 2 and 3. We'll have to change all of them, but that's kind of the point. So we can click on this one here, and of course the next thing that we'll want to have is 24 feet. If the first one is 12, makes sense that this one here will be not 224 feet. We'll do 24 feet. You gotta watch what you're typing, or you could have some crazy dimensions going on in your building, of course. We'll apply that at 24 feet. We'll let that think about what it's doing. Push that up. Maybe we'll maybe look into changing level 6. We have a lot of headroom to work with. Level 6 we know is going to end up having to be 60 feet. Just doing the math on all of this. So we'll put that up to 60 feet. Level 5. 48 feet. And this floor was put in here as a separate bit, so we can actually put this up to, it says 51 feet. We actually want it to be 61 because it's a foot higher than the other. So we'll adjust these all as we're going. So if it's dependent upon it, then actually we can switch it up. 61 feet, we'll apply that, and I'll move that floor up. Anything that's been attached to that level should move up with it, you see, at this point. We'll change all these up as we see fit here as well. Just that we haven't really put too much, like this will be, we'll notice that the doors and such should follow through with this as well. But we'll take a look here. 48 feet, we'll get back into what we're doing here. Level 4, we'll switch that into 36 feet. Going back up into the properties menu. 36, apply. Let's move everything up. So that looks pretty good. The levels are now 12 feet difference between each one. We'll move these the floor levels up to where they're supposed to be as well. So floor 5 should actually be at 49 feet. Floor 4 we're at 37 feet. That's supposed to just be 1 foot higher. Floor 3 at 25 feet. It's a little bit of work, but you'll see that it eventually makes it so you'll have a more proper looking building. Clearly the floor 2, we want to have that at 13 feet. Not really a lot to change there. But we've also got our ceiling level that's been put in here as well, and all of the stuff that has to do with the ceiling. Open that up, grab the filter, check none, check on the ceiling, and light fixtures. Should do pretty good there. That's really what we're trying to do. We're going to move those up. What we actually need to do with that is just select the... We just need to select the ceiling, and then we'll have to select the light fixtures as a separate bit. Check none. We'll check ceilings. Yes, we'd like to have that. We'll actually have that back up. We can move that up quite a bit, actually. Then we can move those up to 9 feet. Then at that point, that's not too bad. So we'll let this whole bit here in our ceiling plan floor 1. It's catching the generic roof all the way up to the top there. What we need to do is actually just move the ceiling itself. We can actually take a look into this with another view. We'll have a little bit easier time grabbing these a section view. We've done that before. Just grab the section view from that'll establish this view. Escape out of it so we're not creating anything else with it. It's giving us the view that we would like, sort of splitting the building into 2 there. We need a realistic view so we can more easily see what it is that we're manipulating. And there's one ceiling there. We'll move that one there up to 9 feet and apply. And that moves it up. This one here, move that up to 9 feet. Little renovations here we're doing. The ceiling here, move that one. All the ones that we can grab in this view, we can move them up to 9 feet. Make for a little bit better practice. We'll take a look at another section and flip the Section view the other way. Maybe we can move the line back a little ways. We'll see what that comes up with for a section view. And we still have some things that are not quite right in there. Move some of these other ones up. There's one that's been put into the basement. We could move that up to 9 feet as well. Might be nice to actually have, or into the foundation. Might be nice to have that. That's what should move the whole thing then at that point up to there. So let's take another look into this. That seems to have moved our lights as well that were attached to the ceiling plan, which is wonderful. That's going to give us a little bit better idea. Like once that moves, that saves us a little bit of our grief from what we've had before. Let's take a look at another elevation view and see what else if we have to move anything else. Our north elevation view, we'll throw that into realistic mode. We can see some of the doors down here that we've had that seems to have moved up with everything. Now let's take a look here. South elevation view, that should give us a view of all our doors that we've put in, and those all moved up when we moved our floors as well. So that's good news. Oh, we still have one more section of ceiling that seems to be down a little ways there. So we'll take another section view and take a look into that from the south end. Floor 1. Move this down this way, and that'll give us another view with our section view as we move that around. So move this one. Move that one as well up to 9 feet. Certainly wouldn't want to have a very short foyer entrance. That would not be a great start to your day if you're looking into the place. And how fancy is that? We've got a little 7 foot high ceiling as we're entering a building. But now it is going to be much better. It looks pretty good. Take a look at our south entrance there, or south view. And now we've got them in the correct locations, the correct height for everything. So that's how we change those, by changing our elevation level lines. Can change it right in there. We could do a lot with the level lines actually, and we can go over here and see how we have our level lines seem a little bit stacked now at this point. We can change all that and bring that out a little bit farther. That's one of the options we could do. We can stretch each one of them out a little bit. If we wanted to anyways. Oh, that's taking all of everything. Well, if we don't want to do that. The other option that we could do for this, if we wanted to separate them around, we've got that line is set up here. We could either have no head, different head styles that we'd have. We could do an edit type on it. There's a bunch of different things that we could actually have in there. we can actually edit type. We could duplicate the type, and then we could actually change the direction. We could actually have the symbol at the other end of that. I'll move that over to the other side, and now floor, 3 information is now on the other side, so it's not jumbled in with the other stuff, if we'd like to do that. There's a few ways of simplifying that so that you could have that. A lot of buildings, you could actually put the symbol clearly onto the other side if you'd like to. We could do the same thing with this as well if we'd like to. We could have it on both sides if we want to. And that's actually changed all of them because we didn't copy that over. So what we want to do is actually undo what we just did. Because we don't want to change all of them over, but we'd like to individually have it changed over. That's why we do the copying of these items. So we have selected this level line as floor 4. We can go into edit type. We'll duplicate, and we'll actually switch that around. We could have that one on both sides, but we want to switch it on to the other side. We could technically now change these ones as they go to what we've already got these things set up. We can actually click on the line and flip them the opposite direction. So we want to grab that one. Move that one out a bit so it's not sitting in our building. But we could certainly do that with all of these lines. We can grab that one there, for example, and now that we have it in the properties, we can actually have it under this one, say properties head 2. We didn't have to do the switch over for that. It's actually just moved it over like that one was. All these we can actually just do that if we'd like to. Well, the ones that we'd like to switch over to the other side, if we're simplifying stuff like this, and we've now moved it onto the other side, and that's cleaned up our look of the drawing a little bit. So that's all good that way. We look like we have some of our grid lines here that we might want to select and move up a little ways. We might do this, grab a little filter, uncheck everything like this. We'll select just the grids. Okay, we've got the grids. We'd like to raise the whole bit. I'll wait for that to figure itself out there. And this is exactly why it's actually really good to have done the level lines first for whatever you've done. Well, not that we didn't do that, but certainly we've moved our grid lines up. And now they're above the roof line of this building. So that's good that way. And hopefully we haven't actually moved them off of where they're supposed to be. It doesn't look like. Take a look here and make sure that we haven't done anything like that. Let's do a reverse arrow on that, and we'll see. Yeah, it looks like we've moved that actually off. You got to be very careful about what you are in fact doing, because if you start moving these things, then the kids start moving things around just as we moved our lines around. Not going to really worry about that right now. We can worry about that later. Maybe if we wanted to, we probably could just nudge that up. We'll grab it all again. What the heck? We'll go for it. We'll try it again. Get rid of everything, and then grab in here. We'll end up grabbing the grids. Looking for the grids. Grab those grids. We'll try and keep that line straight as we can. Thinking about it is rendering. I mean, I've got a lot of other stuff in the background running. I've got video editing software going. That's why it's taking a little while longer for mine to render and to get back into what it's supposed to be. Still wouldn't be too bad to have that whole thing up just a little bit more. So we'll grab those again. Same idea. We'll filter it. Check none. We'll grab the grids only. And we pull those up. Looks like we had it a little bit off where it was supposed to be, maybe. Grab it up, bring it up higher. Okay, so much higher. We've got everything outside of our realm of the building now. So that's pretty good. We'll take a look here at our floor 1. We could actually change all that here if we'd like to. We got our grid lines are here. And if we had ended up looking at another elevation view, yeah, we still have that. These grid lines are, quite a bit underneath that as well. So we'll grab those ones, maybe move those ones up. Same idea. We'll go up and we'll filter those out. Check nothing, and then we'll grab grids. Go straight up. Make sure that it looks like it's being straight with where it was supposed to be. Get a little bit of time for it to think about what it's doing. And it should just pop us up there. Was giving me a little bit of warning. Must have moved something that it wasn't supposed to. Well, let's take a little look here on our grid. We'll take a look at another section view, maybe see if there's anything that's really messed up, but it looks like it's probably all right at this point. So down in here we have a bunch of different views that we have. I don't really see our former with the section views down here. Section view 1. With these, we can just pull these around. Oops. Yeah, I'm pretty okay with that. So we'll stop that here. We'll go on to the next bit here in the next video and see what else we can do with this building.